So we have our materials, we have our lights, well, we have our materials and we have our scene set up. Now let's actually go in and start adding our lights here. So in order to do this, we're just going to click this light icon and we have a couple of lights here. And there's like three that you'll end up using. And I'm going to go through these first two that I want to, but the one that we're going to use is the area light. So if I click on point light, and I'll sort of zoom out of my scene here, you can see that a point light is simply just a light that sort of acts like a lamp here. So if you want to think of like a bedside lamp, that's what this will actually end up doing. And we do have details that's over here, but I'm going to save these details for when we go into our area light, because pretty much they're sort of the same. But if I go in and I live preview, we can see that we're getting a little bit of color. We're getting a little bit, but it's still extremely flat. So these are good for just like point references. Like if I had a lamp in my scene that I wanted to light, this is what that is actually for. It's not going to really help us out as far as lighting our scene. So let me go in and delete that light. The next light that we have is a spotlight. So if I click on spot, I have to kind of zoom out, bring this over. We have a spotlight. Now I do need to rotate it, so let's grab our rotation tool. And you actually will use a spotlight if you want to, but in this instance, now this is a great point right now. You see I've rotated this object, and you'll see that my axes are all sort of kind of crazy right now. So how can I get them to be like perfectly aligned with my axes? Well, that's where you have this. You have this coordinate system. And this is where you can go from world to object. So let's me click on this. And notice that now I have my world set back up. So now it's perfectly sort of aligned here. If I rotate again, rotate and light this up, and then I go back to my move tool, you can see that it's still on those world sort of settings that we can play around with. And then if I go back and I click object, it sort of aligns it to the object. But I have it kind of perfectly aligned here. But you can see that a spotlight is just giving me a nice spot here. So just like you would do in like a stage play, and then if I hit this, you can see that now it gives me this spotlight. And you'll also notice that there are no shadows. I'm going to show you how to turn this on here, and we're going to go into detail as far as the attributes are concerned, and then you can kind of see how this is pretty much the same for each light. So we can go in. Let me go ahead and delete this spotlight. So the light that I actually want is an area light. And what this is going to do, this is going to light an area, and this is perfect for lighting a scene. So let me go ahead and just click on area light. And it's kind of over here. And I'm just moving it to my scene here. And look at what it has done. Instead of like the point light, which lit up a point, or the spotlight that sort of gave me the sort of that stage play look, the area light is helping illuminate the whole actual scene here. And this is what we actually want to end up using moving forward. So the area light is what we want to use. Whenever you're trying to build a world and you're trying to light a world, this is the way that you can light big areas simply. So next video, we're going to start going into manipulating this area light to get our scene looking nice.